Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, today's our topic is like why internship and why not freshers. Okay, sir will be with us today. So we'll just start our podcast with warm welcoming to Yogesh sir. So good afternoon, sir, and welcome to our podcast.
Hi Shubham, thanks for inviting me to this podcast. I feel really honored to be here, right? So I'll just try to give a brief that why we are here and why we are conducting this podcast, right? So students, it's good news for you that we have opened an internship program center in the Looning, right? So it's opposite to the PMT second gate, right? Um, so the center is really focused on the third year, final year, and then postgraduate students. Those are close to pass out, or those are studying in third year or final year. The purpose is to our internship center or the industrial training center is mainly focused on the emerging field of the analytics, business analytics, or the advisory services or consulting services, right? Along with the IT solutions, that's maybe a machine learning, that's maybe a AI, right? So we are trying to provide the actual industrial exposure to the students. Those are really seeking for industrial based skill sets early in their career, right? So as you know that when someone is really getting passed out and then looking for the job, ultimately the reply is coming, do you have any experience, do you know anything, how the industrial work is work, or what the functional skill is needed, right? And then exactly what we make through a TechSci AI job ready is we are making you job ready before you approach for a job seeking outside, right? So this podcast basically gives an idea that why student has to join our internship program, why how this will help them to grow from fresher to intern, and then really job ready. So yeah, this is like a brief, and as Shubham goes on to this podcast, so he'll try to we'll try to more focus on this specific topic, that why internship program is needed, why this bridging is needed for freshers to really accelerate or start their corporate career journey, right? That may be in IT industry, that may be in applied IT industry, that may be in consultancy industry, right? So yeah.
Sir, my question is so how many years of experience do you have in the same, like in the field, so you will get, so student will understand, so from which teacher we are getting this knowledge.
Yeah, so to give a little bit about my background, so I worked in says in the top 10 of biopharma across the world. I work in strategy and growth department or division. So this division is basically focus in terms of the decision science, as well as analytics perspective, and then supporting in terms of advisory services as well, right? So I do have a multiple functional, or those kind of experiences, right? So I was a part of forecasting and market sizing team or organization. Then I shifted to a competitive intelligence analytics, right? And then I was also fortunate to be part of the consulting teams across the healthcare. Altogether it's been wonderful journey. It's been around 10 plus years of corporate exposure, and then it's continuing, right? So that's my brief background. Yeah.
So whatever field you have told to the students, okay, to our users, so like I have heard like market research, right? So market sizing, forecasting. So many of students are not aware of this field. So where they will get this knowledge, right? So how you plan your internship to the students?
I think that's given like our intent to establish our internship program center, because we identified a gap. It's not a small gap. It's a pretty large gap that student has academic knowledge. They just have a knowledge, and theoretical knowledge. And unfortunately, it's not a fault of teachers as well, but they do are like they do have their certain boundaries, their knowledge, right? So like makes like. So if the teachers are not from the corporate, how they'll know that what skill sets and how the corporate environment is changing, right? So I think for us it's like to make aware students community, or like the pass out students, that hey, if you don't want to lose too much on the time, and like really getting frustrated to seek a job, please join us, please come, please like enroll for our internship program. So you will have a industrial experience certificate as well as those skill sets, so you can be confidently make yourself better versus the freshers, definitely. And then you'll have like the certifications programs, and then the real on real time projects you will working, right? So I'm not here, or our center is not here to teach you theory that you can just learn by yourself, or like taking help from friends. What we intend here is like on practical, on project experience, those actually required in today's world, those actually present on the job roles. If you see the company's career opportunity pages, right? So we are giving those industrial real-time skills, right? That may be a digital skill sets, that may be a market forecasting skill sets, that may be a how to be a better consultant, right? And then there would be like new AI application part as well as core parts are coming, like that may be a machine learning coding, that may be a like deep learning courses. So what we are intended to do is like what is exactly needed in the industry, what skill sets is needed, right? That we are giving an opportunity to students to really experience the real time projects, not just the theoretical knowledge.
So, like in the market, what what is needed? Okay, so so that things will get from that person only. So, sir, already having the 10 years of the experience, okay, and whatever the knowledge they have, so they made one program for you, okay, as a internship. So that's why. So today's our purpose also will ask to them why. Do you have any purpose to start internship? So because many are just they will do like they will just give some tips and some resume, some ideas, okay, and just attend the interview for the freshers, okay. But sir is not doing like that, so they have something purpose. So we'll ask to the sir, so what's your goal, okay, and what's your purpose to start internship, and to not say no to freshers? Yes, sir.
So I think as you are asking about the purpose, right? So TechSci AI Job Ready has very clear focus. Uh, like you can see in today's world, right? So US is dominating the software part, China is dominating the manufacturing part, and then Indians has a lot of potential, but that's like not getting being realized, right? uh, there are two reasons. One is like either the mentors or the teachers or the environment is not right for them, for the students, or second would be like student don't have potential. But it's like second thing, it's hard to believe that student don't have potential. It's more of like they don't have a proper mentor, they don't know what to do, they don't know what will happen after 1 year 2 year, right? And for the same time, like we think about like how our India is moving or growing, right, versus the bigger economies of the world, or the tech countries of the world, right? Obviously US, China. So our purpose is to like just accelerate those things, just to like get Indian student better versus the at like really thrive or perform at a global level, right? And it's just a start, I'll say. But that's my purpose, that really groom up students at like international level, so they can be more capable early, and then they'll have a like real world industrial skill sets before even they pass out.
So like so this is a part of the academics, or because already students having their trace to complete their academics programs, they have their exams and all these stuffs. So how students will come here? So how you will manage their times, sir?
Yeah, obviously we understood very well that students are academically engaged. They have a day-to-day lectures. They do have a day-to-do practicals, and then they'll have a some extracurricular activity, or specifically the examinations. If they are planning some next educations, definitely they'll have some competitive examinations to give, right? Here what we are trying to do is just trying to balance the academics, and given that some time you dedicated to the internship program, so it's the weekly or monthly targets, you have a task assigned, you do those tasks as a project, right, with us, and as time passes you will be more expertise on these things. So what time you initially need, that will not need in between or at the end, because you will become a more expertise on doing those things, right? And ultimately you will bridge that gap, the academics versus the industrial. And that's where the daily 1 to 2 hour will be really worth it to spend on in a week, 7 or 10 hours. If you spend with us, you will be really extraordinary pass out students versus the freshers. So yeah, I mean, in terms of efforts, that's needed, but definitely we'll try to balance the academics, so student will not miss on anything important in terms of academics, but they'll also accelerate their career journey through internship programs.
So definitely, sir, students. So internship versus pressure. So there will be gap. Okay, when they will pass out from the graduation. Okay, they will just have the degree. But in the internship, you will get the certification. Not only the certification with your name, but you will get some knowledge that a company needed, that MNC needed, right? So why they will hire the freshers, right? So that's why sir explain many more things to us. So just visit the office and take some knowledge and take some tips how you'll make the plan according to you. Okay, so we'll just end here, and definitely we'll start a new journey with you, and we'll explain some more topics, and we'll discuss something with the sir, and we'll come to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Shubham. Before closing this podcast, I just wanted to make sure that you understand pretty clearly. So, for 1 or 2 year initially, this internship is totally free, right? And the duration is 6 months. So we are not making the fees as a barrier. We are just taking that barrier out, so students can expose, and they can have more exposure what's actually takes a job ready offers them in terms of the internship. And for a good potential students, even we are trying to give them stipends as an intern, so they can more potentially cover up their expenses, and they'll get a little bit really a feeling that how the corporate environment work, right? So first I just wanted to highlight that for 1 year or second year, 2 years, as we are trying to establish here in Loni, so our internship program is totally free. Given that students should not misuse them, so we also monitor students across 6 months or 1 year internship program period, and basis on that we'll decide that whether we really give them certifications. Obviously certification is not really prime here, but as in the proof that you have really done internship under us, you will have that professional certifications. So yeah, I mean, thanks Shubham for inviting me. It's been good talking with you, and just sharing what's actually going in the corporate world versus what is going in the academics. Thanks.